out my window, sun shining bright.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Reese as always. Yes, you saw the title. Today we're coming to y'all with the NBA regular season awards preview. I did this video sometime last season as well, but it was like towards the end of the season. Now I'm doing it at the beginning or before the season even starts. So I'll revisit this at some point in time later down the line during the regular season when it comes time to, see who is really going to win these awards. But this is just my overview of all the awards and the top 3 contenders for that award currently at the moment, as well as I will give my predictions on who I think will be the winners of these specific awards. So it just hit me. I forgot to give my predictions for the awards. So starting from the top, give me MVP, Luka Doncic. It's a little wild, I know. Give me Luka. Rookie of the year, I'm gonna take Scoot. Most improved, I'm gonna take Mikal. 6th man, I got Quickly. Defensive player of the year, give me Jaren Jackson Jr. Let me know who y'all got in the comments. Drop it down below, and we gonna see once I revisit this video who was right, who was wrong. Might do a little giveaway depending on, how things turn out. But yeah, continuing on with the video. So, I just kept it. I didn't add the new awards like Clutch Player of the Year and I forget what other award it was, but we just kept it with the regular MVP, Rookie of the Year award. We have MIP, 6th Man of the Year, and DPOY. So we're covering all those awards in this video. Of course, we have to start off with the MVP award. And I went on DraftKings to get these odds. DraftKings, they have Nikola Jokic currently at a plus 450, Luka Doncic at a plus 500, and Giannis Antetokounmpo at a plus 550. So it's not really a big gap between these guys, but they do have Jokic coming back and winning his 3rd MVP. He has the best odds for that. And like I said, I'm just giving an overview of all the candidates as well. So for Jokic being at that plus 450 and he's coming off his first championship at the ripe age of just 28, he's looked at as the best player in the league right now. And that's not nothing that I can really argue against. Obviously, he has work to do on the defensive end. He's just not that, he wasn't blessed athletically like that. So it's never going to be that on the defensive end. But Jokic, his IQ is crazy. So what he lacks athletically, he makes up for mentally. So he's looked at as one of the best players in the league because of how he just dominates mentally. He's also a big body down there. He's a strong dude. He really, really gives people problems down there, bro. So, yeah, continuing on. Last year was a career low in games for him, but it definitely didn't slow him up as he showed his dominance throughout the entire postseason. Like I said, just giving everybody problems, bro. He averaged 30 points a game, 13.5 rebounds, and just a half assist shy of 10 assists, which would have given him an average of a triple-double for the playoffs. En route to a championship, he would have been the first player since LeBron James to do that. So MVP being the highest odds for Jokic, I'm not surprised at that. I am kind of surprised that Joel Embiid is not top 3. Just a little bit, seeing how he is the reigning MVP. But based off of everything that is going on over there in Philly, you don't know what the hell James Harden and Daryl Morey about to get into throughout the season. We just don't know. So Joel Embiid was left out of the top 3 of this. But yeah, man, Jokic looked like a man amongst boys out there, and I can definitely see him carrying that momentum. Especially coming off that championship, I could see him carrying that into next season for sure. And then in 2nd, like I said, plus 500 for Luka. He's a nightly triple-double threat since he entered the league. He has the chance to be the first player to win MVP, averaging a triple-double since Russell Westbrook. That is, however, contingent on the Mavericks being a competing team this year. Obviously, they missed the play-in last year. They didn't even have a chance to get into the playoffs. So Luka being up this high is very, very surprising, bro. I don't know if they think that the moves that the Dallas Mavericks made were that good for him to be. But I mean, he's always in the running for MVP, so I mean, you know, it's not that surprising. But to be number 2 with the way that his team, like you have to have a good team to win MVP. You can't be the 11th seed and win MVP. Jokic was a 6th seed and won it, and like that one was still kind of up in the air for everybody. But based off of if the Mavericks are a competing team, a playoff team, Luka winning his MVP would be, that would put him up there for sure. That would definitely put him up there, especially so young in his career. Like I said, he's been in the running basically since his sophomore year, so it's damn near given that he's going to win the award one day. And what I mean by when I say that, seeing how Jokic just won a championship and he has the 2 MVPs already, there could be some voters fatigue kicking in, that people really do get tired of seeing the same person win an award. It's like similar to the Golden State Warriors when they were on their championship runs. Everybody was just tired. Everybody hated Golden State because they won. People want to see somebody else win. So I could see that being the case for Luka. If his team is a top 5 team in the West, I could definitely see that being the case. They just give it to Luka because Jokic already has, you know, all this stuff, and they just want to crown someone new. That's just what the NBA is nowadays. It's been that way for a minute, honestly. But yeah, all of that is contingent on the Mavericks being a competing team, bro. I'm gonna keep saying that. Next up, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo at a plus 550. Dude is on a mission to prove himself all over again. An embarrassing first-round exit as the 1 seed to the Miami Heat, a play-in team who eventually got to the championship. That's just not something that you sweep under the rug, bro. And the thing, it as goofy as it sounds, the thing that lets me know he's serious is he cut his hair. If y'all know that superstition about hair, and when you cut it off, it's like reshaping yourself, remolding yourself. So he's already trying to level himself up in that way. But back on the subject, Giannis also is a back-to-back MVP who was the MVP quite literally before Jokic won his back-to-back. So that's the reason, like when I say like they just want to crown somebody new, not only has no one won 3 MVPs back-to-back since Larry Bird in 1986. That was his last one when he secured his 3rd one. People just, like the old heads, I'm speaking about old heads, they don't want to see that shit from way back when they were in their glory days being top. That's why LeBron James is stuck at 4 MVPs, because they don't want to see him tie Michael Jordan. That's why they did not let him win Defensive Player of the Year on the first team, and Marc Gasol got it on the second team, because they did not want to see him pass Michael Jordan. They couldn't do shit about the points. He was going to pass Kareem, because that's just how great he is. But back on the topic of Giannis and MVP, I'm just saying, voters fatigue is a real thing. Obviously, he hasn't won it in a few years, but that's where Luka Doncic could come in and swoop in and take that. But Giannis is still that dude out east. He's the best player in the Eastern Conference. So if his team, once again, is the best team in the East, and he has the season similar to what he had last year, with a little bit more on the defensive end, I can see Giannis walk away with this award as well. All right, moving on to the next award. Our next set of players, we have the Rookie of the Year award. We got Wemby at a minus 115, Chet at a plus 300, and Scoot at a plus 390. That minus 115 was the lowest odds of any player on this list of awards to win an award, so they basically got him penciled in for that already. And I mean, that's the obvious pick off of the hype alone. God damn, that's a big piece of dust. That's the obvious pick off of the hype alone. 7'4", big, and with some guard skills. We ain't seen that since Kristaps Porzingis came into the league. He just does it more effectively, I would say. It looks better. I don't know. Wemby is just, the hype around Wemby is different. However, albeit he has the hype and the skill set, it is rumored, unfortunately, because I would love to see Wemby, get out there and hoop, that the Spurs are planning on load managing him. And I mean, I guess that's a smart thing, preserve his health, because his frame is so slender. You don't want to see him getting out there, getting beat up, especially so young in his career. So I would say, yes, preserve him as much as you can. And yes, the NBA did just implement that rule about sitting stars, but Wemby is a rookie. He ain't logged a minute yet. He's not a star. I'm gonna just tell y'all that right now. He's not a star yet. Now, after his first game, we could call him a star because he's played in the league. But he's not a star yet. He hasn't touched the court, so the Spurs are exempt from that rule when it comes to sitting Wemby. Or even aside from Wemby being on that team, you have to have an All-NBA player or an All-Star. You have to be an All-NBA player or an All-Star in the past 3 seasons to be considered a star. And for your team to qualify for those rules, the San Antonio Spurs are one of like 7 teams that don't have one of those qualifications, so they can sit whoever they want on any given night and it won't affect them. That's a good thing. But for Wemby, he got to put the stats up. If they're going to be load managing him and he plays like 56 to 60 games, he has to put the stats up in those games, because you know a guy like Chet is probably going to play 70, 75 games. Scoot is probably going to play 75 to 82 games. So he really has to put those stats up if he wants to secure that award. I mean, I don't even think he really cares. I don't think Rookie of the Year is something that people really care about personally, unless it's like a situation like Wemby and Scoot, where Scoot felt like he was the better player, just kept betting on himself. He went number 2. All right, let me show y'all why I should have been number 1. Things like that. But I don't think Wemby really cares that much. Next at plus 300, we got Chet. I don't have much to speak on regarding Chet, but I will say I could see OKC taking a similar approach to San Antonio, how they're doing Wembanyama and sitting him, seeing how their frames are pretty similar. Obviously a very, very promising upside, especially defensively, but having already had such a major injury or surgery this early in his career, I could see him being managed as well. And then Scoot Henderson at a plus 390. This is another situation kind of like the Chet, where I'm not entirely sure how to make out of it, because Damian Lillard is still currently on the team. So we don't know what Scoot's minutes are going to look like for the first month or so of the season. If Dame is still on the roster, that could, kind of throw a wrench in his plans if he does plan on winning the award. Like I said, he wanted to be number 1. He felt like he was number 1 and he goes 2, so he feels slighted. Let me prove something to y'all. I definitely like his chances better than the other 2 though, because like I said, they would be load managed based off of, trying to preserve their health. They're going to get Scoot out there, bro. This is a young, rebuilding team. They're trying to get, keep fans in the seats, raise ticket prices. They got one of the most exciting young players in the league on their team, alongside, I almost did it, alongside a high flyer in Shaedon Sharpe, Anthony Simons, who's been alongside Dame these past couple seasons, really learning and getting mentored from one of the greats. This could be a very, very promising season. He's a pretty diesel guard. Dude, he's built to run through people, bro. So I really don't feel like health is going to be a big issue for him starting off his career. And if I'm being completely honest, like I've been saying, it's kind of similar to it's going to be similar to like a Ja Morant, Zion Williamson, where Zion had all this hype coming into the league. He was the clear-cut number 1, but there could have been ways where Ja Morant could be number 1. Ja goes and has a better season due to Zion missing time, and Ja secures that Rookie of the Year. I could definitely see that happening with Scoot and Wemby, where Wemby's missing time due to load management, or knock on wood, he gets hurt, and then Scoot runs away with that award. So I like his chances a lot. In MIP, Most Improved Player of the Year, we have Mikal Bridges logged in at a plus 750, Tyrese Maxey at a plus 1,000, and Cade Cunningham, who should not be on this list, is logged in at a plus 1,300. Mikal, plus 750, he probably is going to win this award in my opinion. He has the best, story behind it, and, being traded to a team for a superstar, there's a lot on his show. Like the expectation from him is a lot because he's the best player on that team, so he's expected to be the guy for that team, and he proved that he can do that. Being traded mid-season for KD was probably best case scenario for Mikal. I'm not even gonna lie, but like in the eyes of a fan, obviously like personal life and everything you got going on where you are, that could be affected. But as a fan, in the eyes of a fan, for his career, that's the best thing that could happen for him. He's a really likable guy, bro. Mikal Bridges is a really likable dude. He quickly captured the hearts of the people in Brooklyn and just a regular fan with his enormous jump and play once he got out of Phoenix. The initial 56 games that he did play of the season were in Phoenix, and then obviously gets traded. He averaged 17 points per game before the trade. In just 27 games that he played in Brooklyn, he raised his scoring numbers up by 9 points, finishing the season with 26 a game on just about the same efficiency. Now, obviously, that had to average out because 27 and 56, that's pretty much half of what he played in Phoenix. So that kind of averaged him out at 21, 22. But if he could take that jump, I mean, if he can continue that efficiency, that amount of scoring, this award will be his for the taking, bro. Like, he's one of those he looked extremely comfortable out there, bro. He's one of those dudes that are looked at to be a 3-and-D guy, but if he can improve upon an already amazing season, bro, most improving, bro. Go ahead. And then Tyrese Maxey, like I said, plus 1,000. Everybody's expecting him to have a huge jump in lieu of the James Harden situation. Like I said, we don't know what the hell is going to be going on over there. Will he be traded? Will he stay? And Daryl Morey and him, fix their bond? Who knows? But of the 60 games that Maxey played last season, he started in 41 of those. And as I said in my X Factors video, dude is a sniper. One of the best long-range shooters in the league. Averaged 43% a game, 43% a game for the season last year. And he could also get down inside the perimeter as well. So if he can improve upon his playmaking as well as his on-ball defense, he could be an All-NBA. Excuse me. Whoa. He could be the NBA's most improved player. Just off of that alone, the improvement in the ball movement, like if he takes his assists, that jumps up to about 6-7 assists. And his on-ball defense, you can really see him out there trying. Like, he gets steals, he plays the passing lane, but I mean just staying in front of his defender. That's improvement right there. Mikal already has the defense. We know what he can do on defense, but if Tyrese Maxey coming out, he's just clamping shit like a Mikal or a Davion Mitchell, come on now. Then we have Cade Cunningham, plus 1,300, like I said. This dude should not be on this list. He was literally the #1 pick of the draft, bro. He was literally the lottery pick of the draft, bro, and y'all have him really garnering buzz for most improved. I don't think he even wants this award. Similar to the John Morant situation. How can a top lottery pick be eligible for most improved player? We know what they're capable of coming into the league. That's why they were top picks. If they improve off of what I want to say. Let me say this. Ja Morant definitely improved his statistics, but did his game improve? I mean, yeah, you could say his game improved, bro. I would say his game improved, bro. Because he went from 17 points a game to 28. That's an 11-point jump in just one season. And he became an all-star. That's an improvement. But I just feel like, based off of what we knew about Ja Morant, he didn't deserve to win that award over a guy like Desmond Bane, who actually showed improvement from seasons past. You feel me? So, Cade Cunningham is literally the franchise player of the Pistons. Why should he? And he played, 12 games last year? What is there? Bro, that's not fair. Obviously, he's going to improve on what he did in 12 fucking games. Make it make sense, bro. Come on now. And then 6th man of the year, Manuel Quickley, Malcolm Brogdon, and Norman Powell. I decided not to even write nothing about Norman Powell because I don't see him winning this award. Kawhi and Paul George are out so much that he could be in the starting lineup more than need be, or more than projected, should I say. So we're just going to go off of Quickley and Brogdon. And then Norman Powell's odds were at plus 1,000, while Brogdon and Quickley, who were 1 and 2 last year for the award, Brogdon winning it, are at +7 and +800. Quickly at 7 and Brogdon at 8. I'm gonna kick it off with Quickly. He came in second, like I said, last year, 6th man of the year. He's perched at the top of the list this year. Not too many guys win 6th man of the year back to back, but there is a chance for Brogdon to do so. But you know, he's a very energetic bucket getter off the bench that with more experience, he can really be a consistent threat every night. He averaged a career high of 15 points per game last year, and I could really see him, you know, improving upon that number. If he can get that up to around 18, even 19 or 20 a game, bro, the Knicks found one, bro. They found a diamond in the rough. But if you put that alongside Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle, who are already giving you 25 themselves, you know what I'm saying? That's 70 points a game from those 3 players alone. Then you have Josh Hart, who could give you the occasional 15, 20 points per game, but he's probably going to average around 8 to 10. You have guys over there like a Mitchell Robinson that can get you 10. Like they have weapons on this team, and Quickly is the best weapon outside of the 2 stars on this team. And I really like his odds to win this award. Like I said, I'm really sold on that if he can really improve upon the great scoring that he already produces. If he can boost that up to around 18 a game, I can see him walking out with this award, right? And Malcolm Brogdon +800 as the reigning 6th man of the year. He has a lot cut out for him, bro, especially in the absence of Marcus Smart. He has decent odds to repeat, but like I said, was in the case of Norman Powell, with his guys missing action, he could be in the starting lineup more. The only other guard that they have over there, obviously Jaylen Brown, but outside of Derek White, point guards, outside of Derek White is Peyton Pritchard, and he don't even know if he want to be there. So, they got Delano Banton as well, but he's more like a 2. So yeah, we could see some games where Malcolm Brogdon is starting this year. Last year was his first season where he didn't start a single game. That could be the case again, but like I just said, with the guards that they do have and the one that they don't, that could change, especially considering he's a 6'5", 230-pound guard that can move his feet on the defensive end. He might just have to fill in that Marcus Smart role. Obviously not to the level that Marcus Smart did it, to the intensity that Marcus Smart brought to the team. But when you talk about trying to lock down the best player on the opposing team, you don't always want that to be Jason Tatum. You don't always want that to try to be Jaylen Brown. That's why they had Marcus Smart, and losing out on that, you have to bring in Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon. They have to fill those shoes. And the last award that we are covering in the video, Defensive Player of the Year, y'all should know the 3 players that are on here, but I'm going to say them anyway. We got Evan Mobley at a +600, Jaren Jackson Jr. at a +6. They were tied? Jaren Jackson is at a +600 as well. That's very interesting. And Giannis is at a +750. I didn't realize they were tied when I was doing this. Anyway, going into just his 3rd season, Evan Mobley's already looked at as one of the best rim protectors in the league, bro. Secured the all-defensive first team last year. He's averaged 1.5 blocks for his career. Just 2 years in his career, he's averaged 1.5 blocks. He's had games, numerous games. 14 games in total with over 4 blocks. One of those games he had 5, and then a career high with 8 total blocks in a game. Dude tries to block everything. So I really like the fact that he is number 1. He finished, I think he was 3rd last year behind Brook. Yeah, he was 3rd behind Brook Lopez. Obviously Jaren Jackson won, but he really had a case made out for him, bro. His arms are just so long, bro. They stretch for days, bro. And if you see him play in person, it's even crazier. I don't know. Pause, bro. It's even crazier in person. Pause. Nah, but it is rumored that after the way that the Cavs went out in the postseason last year to the Knicks, that they are trying to move Jared Allen and convert Mobley over to a full-time 5. I don't like the idea of that, if I'm being completely honest. Yeah, he is 7 foot tall, but he's 215 pounds. You don't want him banging down there with Joel and Jokic for a full game. Maybe if they trade Jared, they sign a big body that can do that for him. And, you know, somehow he can still, obviously you can have your 4 guard your 5, guard the 5, and he'll still play 5, but then he's being guarded by Joel's and Jokic's. He does have the foot speed, he does have the size, like lengthwise, but when it comes to being able to muscle those guys, that's just not gonna work. So, like I said, if they trade for a sizable big, maybe it works. But the way that they got it going now, I say just keep it going that way. Jaren Jackson Jr. plus 600 as well. I don't even know where to begin with this dude for real, bro. He's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Bro. First of all, back-to-back block champion. Not to mention, like you already know, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year award winner. He literally wants to block everything. I know I said that about Mobley, but Jaren, if you watch Jaren, you literally see he wants to block every shot that comes around in his vicinity, bro. 2.3 blocks a game in 2022, and we were sold on the defense. We're like, all right, he got it. That's at the power forward. They move him over to center, and he averages 3. He changed positions to guard bigger players, and he averaged more blocks a game. I see back-to-back. I'm calling it right now. Back-to-back. That's really all I gotta say, bro. Obviously, as a center, that shit didn't work in FIBA, but in America, in NBA, yeah, he holds it down. Back-to-back. Penciling him in right now. And for the last, but definitely not least, player on this list, we got Giannis Antetokounmpo at a plus 750. And then, like I said earlier, he's on a mission to prove himself all over. Shut down all that shit about last season being a 1 seed and losing. Nah. His averages on defense, they never jump off the page in an astounding fashion. But the impact, if you watch basketball, if you have this channel, you watch ball, you know what the hell Giannis could do. Obviously, like I just said, the numbers don't astound you. He's never averaged two blocks a season. He's never or 2 blocks a game. He never averaged 2 steals a game, but the impact is there. He can cover so much space with those long strides, and his wingspan is forever, it seems, bro. Giannis will always be a candidate for this award. And if you ask me, in my opinion, he is the most dominant player on both sides of the ball in the league currently. Yes, Kawhi Leonard is up there, but we ain't really seen, bro. So Giannis got that title for right now. Having won the award a few years back, 2019, 2020, I do feel like Giannis is eager to go ahead and secure another one. Just add to the resume for all them trolls that want to talk shit when, you know, he has a bad game. I mean, he got receipts. He is that guy. He don't need really anything to shut the trolls up, but it's just something to add to the resume. And fun fact, and we're going to end it off with this one. If Giannis secures a second Defensive Player of the Year, he will be the first and only player in NBA history to have won multiple MVP awards and multiple Defensive Player of the Year awards. One and only. MJ has 5 MVPs and 1 Defensive Player of the Year. That's the multiple MVPs, but he couldn't secure multiple Defensive Player of the Years. Hakeem Olajuwon, 1 MVP, but 2 Defensive Player of the Years. He could never secure that second MVP. Giannis has 2 MVPs. He got back-to-back. One of those years, he won Defensive Player of the Year with that. If he can do that this year, we're not even talking about MVP. He is 3rd place in the odds for that, though. If he can do that this year, bro, Giannis is in the conversation. And when I say conversation, I literally mean conversation, because he's just 28. He definitely has more championships to win if he wants to be up there amongst the greatest of the greats. But he is in conversations for greatest of all time if he can secure Defensive Player of the Year this year, bro. And I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate y'all tuning in, bro. Go ahead and subscribe. I keep forgetting to do this shit at the beginning. Subscribe, like the video, drop comments, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, bro. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Peace.